Good day. Here are today's top stories from the Pna Headlines. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. is fulfilling the promise to bring down the price of rice to 20 pesos per kilogram. This after Agriculture Secretary Francisco Chu Laurel Jr. announced the rollout of rice to be sold at 20 pesos per kilo in Visayas starting next week. In a Facebook post, Marcos mentioned the pilot launch of the 20 peso per kilo rice. Earlier, the president held a closed-door meeting with 12 governors in Visayas where he gave a directive to make the pilot sale sustainable. Under the program, indigent Filipinos are eligible to buy up to 10 kilos a week or 40 kilos every month of the 20 peso per kilo rice. In a separate statement, Chu Laurel attributed the price reduction to the downward trend of rice prices in the global market. Chu Laurel said the price drop will be implemented nationwide once challenges in logistics are addressed. Meanwhile, House Speaker Martin Romualdez hailed the rollout of the 20 peso per kilo rice in Visayas, saying this marks the first big step towards affordable rice for all Filipinos. In a news release, Romualdez assured the program will be continued through a whole of government effort until it reaches every part of the country. He said the House is committed to supporting long-term investments in agricultural modernization to further rice prices. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. has declared a period of national mourning as the country mourns the death of Pope Francis. Proclamation 871 signed by President Marcos on Wednesday stated the Holy Father's passing is a moment of profound sorrow for the Catholic Church and for the Filipino people. Marcos cited the Pope's legacy as a global leader of compassion and a tireless advocate for peace, justice, and human dignity remembered by Filipinos. Under the proclamation, Philippine flags will be flown at half-mast in all Philippine government buildings and installations effective immediately until the Pontiff's burial. The President and First Lady Liza Araneta Marcos will attend Pope Francis' funeral at St. Peter's Square in the Vatican City on Saturday, 4 p.m. Manila time. Catholic Bishops' Conference of the Philippines President Pablo Virgilio Cardinal David will also attend the funeral of Pope Francis. The Caloocan Bishop, together with Manila Archbishop Jose Cardinal Advincula and Pro-Prefect of the Dicastery for Evangelization Luis Antonio Cardinal Tagle, are also set to attend the conclave, which will elect the successor of the late Pope. He said the conclave is expected to start between May 5 to 10. A total of 126 cardinals will attend the conclave, during which they will elect a new pope with a two-thirds majority vote. Pope Francis, the first Latin American pope, died on Monday at the age of 88 due to a stroke and irreversible heart failure. The Pope's remains lie in state at St. Peter Basilica for 3 days, after which they will be entombed at the Basilica of Santa Maria Maggiore. The Commission on Elections has ordered 5 candidates in the May 12 elections to explain why they should not be charged with vote buying. Comelec Task Force Contra Bigay issued show cause orders against a candidate for mayor and vice mayor in Oriental Mindoro, 2 congressional candidates in Nueva Ecija and Palawan, and a candidate for a national post. The 2 Oriental Mindoro candidates were tagged in evidence filed on April 7, where they were shown distributing 2,000 pesos to recipients while claiming it was from a work program of the Department of Social Welfare and Development. The candidate from Nueva Ecija was seen in a video on his social media account promising money to voters in exchange for their support. The candidate in Palawan was tagged for distributing free movie tickets. Meanwhile, the national candidate was ordered to explain pictures of her participation in an event in Imus, Cavite on February 16, which included instances where individuals holding cash were embracing her. The Comelec warns that failure to comply with the show cause order will lead to the filing of appropriate cases against them. The Philippines is hosting the East Asia and the Pacific International Public Procurement Conference on April 28 to 30. The conference is co-organized by the Department of Budget and Management, the Government Procurement Policy Board, Technical Support Office, and the World Bank. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. is set to lead the opening ceremony in Manila. The conference, with the theme Procurement for the People, Bridging Innovation, Value for Money, and Accountability, aims to boost collaboration towards modernizing public procurement efforts. Over 150 experts and officials from 15 countries will address challenges and share solutions through plenary sessions, panel discussions, and case studies. DBM Secretary and GPPB Chair Amenah Pangandaman said the conference aims to highlight the Philippines' progress to reform government purchasing under the landmark New Government Procurement Act. Other topics to be covered include how procurement practices can empower communities, examining strategic investments, fighting climate change, and strengthening participatory governance. In our business news, the Department of Tourism welcomes plans to open non-stop flights between the Philippines and India. At a forum of the European Chamber of Commerce of the Philippines, Tourism Secretary Cristina Garcia Frasco said direct flights to India may begin later this year. She added that the Indian market is a good source of tourists, especially amid the decline of international visitors from other markets such as South Korea. Garcia said they are also looking to attract more tourists from Europe as well as from member states of the Gulf Cooperation Council, including Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Qatar, United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, and Oman. The Philippines recently accepted non-stop flights from Air France, Air Canada, among others. Meanwhile, the Department of Finance has issued a measure simplifying and reforming the availment of tax breaks for human capital development. Finance Secretary Ralph Recto signed Revenue Regulation Number 13 Series of 2025 to boost private sector investments in primary to tertiary education as well as technical education and skills development. The DOF said issuance of the regulation enhances ease of doing business while supporting investments in education and skills development. It said the initiative is in line with President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.'s goal to top public-private partnerships in delivering access to quality, inclusive, and workforce-responsive education and training through the Philippine Development Plan 2023 to 2028. And that's the latest and the biggest stories of the PNA Headlines. For more news updates, visit our website, pna.gov.ph, or our Facebook and X account, Philippine News Agency. The PNA Headlines is also streamed via the Servicio Facebook page. You may also watch the PNA Headlines through the Philippine News Agency's YouTube account and via the News and Information Bureau website under PNA News. I'm Wilnard Basalonia. This is the PNA Headlines, bringing stories that unite the nation.